Siobhan Muir. Welcome back to Cooking with Siobhan. So today I am doing one of my favorite recipes for a bread. It's called Rosemary Focaccia bread, but we're making it gluten-free. So it'll be gluten-free Rosemary Focaccia bread. It's really yummy and it makes me happy. All right, so what are you gonna need? You are going to need 3 cups of gluten-free flour, 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 tablespoon of sugar, which I didn't get, but 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 package of instant yeast. Okay, I don't have packages, I have lots and lots of yeast. So 1 package of instant yeast is about 2.5 teaspoons of yeast. 1 1/3 cup of warm water, it's in there. We're gonna heat it up again. 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil will go into the dough, then 1 tablespoon will be drizzled over the top. We're using avocado. We were gonna use olive, but we don't seem to have it. Tuesday. And this says 2 tablespoons of dried rosemary, but we have fresh rosemary. Probably about 1.5 teaspoons of regular rosemary, and then 2 tablespoons of ground up Parmesan cheese. We have Manchego, but it'll be fine. All right, so what do you start with? Mix flour, salt, sugar, yeast, and water, and 2 tablespoons of oil. I would mix the dry stuff first, whisk that together, and then add the liquid. 3 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of salt. One tablespoon of sugar and 2.5 teaspoons of instant yeast, or 1 package.
That was a visit from Kai.
That was a visit from Kai. Whisk the dry ingredients together so they're well mixed. You don't have to do fast, just make sure they're well combined. Okay, so then add the 1 1/3 cups warm water, and then you start mixing with a wooden spoon.
I was actually worried it would be a little too warm.
And this is when you make a dough. Also, we need 2 tablespoons of oil. All right, so this is when you kind of mix the dough together. And we'll see if I like it. We might need to add a little extra water because it is gluten-free flour and that tends to be drier. So about 1.5 cups of water for the gluten-free flour. You want it to form a dough. Now, because it's gluten-free flour, I'm only going to knead it just a little bit. You don't want too much working with gluten-free dough. You don't really want to work it too much. And I'm doing this really gentle. A lot of people, you'll see them really beat their dough. With regular flour, absolutely. But with gluten-free, a little more gentleness is necessary. So then what you're going to do, knead dough on a floured surface until smooth, unless it's gluten-free and then it's too dry for kneading even flour. Place dough in an oiled bowl, cover and let rise until doubled, about 45 minutes. I don't expect this to be doubled, but we'll just see how it goes. It might do it, but. And then it says, coat baking sheet with oil and gently press the dough out to about 1/2 of an inch thickness, which is about 13 millimeters. Did I get that right? Yeah, about that. 12, 13 millimeters, something like that. Because what you're going to do is you're going to take your baking sheet and you're going to spread the dough out. With this, I'm using parchment paper because it's just easier, less cleaning. and it won't, the dough won't stick to it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a little bit of, just spray it. Okay. We're gonna spray the inside of the bowl. And just a little bit, not very much. And then we're going to stick this in it and let it rise for 45 minutes. And then you'll see us putting this thing together. So we'll see you in a little bit. Now, remember to set your oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 191 degrees Celsius. Now that your dough has risen, but it smells like it.
That's more than I thought.
It smells yeasty. So what you do with this is you coat the baking sheet with oil or parchment paper and gently press the dough out to about 1/2 inch thickness, kind of in a rectangular or oval shape. And with this one, because it's gluten-free, just be real gentle with it. The edges might break, you can always fit them back together, but the idea is to press this out to about 1/2 inch, which is 13 millimeters or thereabouts in thickness. I use the heels of my hands because it's easier to get it to spread. Yeah. Then you brush 1 tablespoon of oil over the top of the dough. I just need a brush. What I'm gonna do is kind of do something like that. If you really want to pour a specific tablespoon, you can. We used avocado oil. You can use olive oil. You can use vegetable oil.
We're using avocado because we don't have any olive.
I thought we did, but we don't. So there you go. Yes, on the grocery list. All right. Then onto that. It says make dimples in the dough. We probably need a fork for dimples. Puncture your dough a little bit.
Holy guacamole, the dough is full of holes.
Then sprinkle the rosemary and your cheese on top. Now the neat thing about focaccia is you can add just about anything. We're doing rosemary, but you could do garlic, or garlic and onion, or olive and tomato. Yeah, you can. The basic recipe doesn't change. You can flavor it any way you like, and we are using fresh rosemary instead of. And we're using Manchego. Okay, then it says, let rise until double, about 20 minutes. We'll let it rise. And then bake it for 25 minutes at 375 or 191. So I'm gonna let it rise a little bit, but it's gluten-free. Gluten-free doesn't like to rise. So as predicted, it didn't rise terribly much, but I think the baking will do it. So, but it looks pretty good. All right. We'll put it in. It bakes now for 25 minutes, and then it should be ready to go. Oh my God. This is gluten-free, and it smells good, and it looks pretty good. Okay, it's not gonna look like when you use gluten flour. It won't look the same. But you can eat this with garlic. You can eat this with butter or garlic butter, and yeah. So that's rosemary focaccia bread, gluten-free. I'm pleased the way it turned out. So thank you so much for joining us. Please ring the bell to find out when there's new videos up. Like the video, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel so that you know when new stuff is up, and all the good stuff. And subscribe also to my Patreon, which is patreon.com/Siobhan Muir, to get all extra goodies, not just the cooking videos, because you can get those, but also writing things, cover reveals, a exclusive story that is not anywhere else. Yeah, all the good stuff. Anyway, so yeah, gluten-free focaccia bread. Rosemary. Happy making, happy baking, happy eating, and happy
Happy
reading.
reading.
Bye.